Our movie begins with a group of friends, Renee, Ian, Gina, and Michael, going to spend their vacation at a place by the beach. Ayan's boat moves towards Wade's uncle's house so they can stay there for a while. Wade tells them that there is a party happening in a nearby town and that he brought them invitations to the party so they can go. They forget to watch the fireworks and stay at home. Bella finds Michael's sauna in the house and urges his friends to use it. He begs Michael and Ian to go into the sauna, which is 182 degrees. Renee cleans for them and tells them that it is very hot. Gina enters the sauna and leaves the door open, but Ghana comes behind her and closes the door on them so they can stay in the sauna for a while. After the weather and heat increase, Ian suggests that they go jump in the lake to wake up and then come back again. The sauna and they run towards the lake, and he can't stand the cold water, and they quickly go back to the sauna, and Michael keeps drinking a lot until he gets drunk, and he tries to convince his girlfriend Renee not to go into the sauna again because he wants to sleep from how drunk he is. But she refuses to leave her friend alone and goes into the sauna with him, and Michael gets tired that Renee didn't listen to him, and he tells them that he will go to the bathroom and will be back with them again. And Renee enters the sauna, and she is upset because of Michael's behavior and that he turns into a little child as soon as he drinks, and all his actions are reckless, and he hears the sound of knocking outside the sauna, and beta core and knocking. So Renee wants to open the sauna door, but he refuses to open it and gets lost. Even though it doesn't have a lock, and Gina starts to lose her temper because she gets tired of closed places, and she fights with Michael to open the door, and her friend tries to take her a little, so they know how to act, and Ian knocks on the door. He puts his shoulder to open it, but he still fails, and they all keep screaming. Maybe Michael hears them and gets scared with them. Because of the steam, they feel dizzy, and he goes to sit for a while and think about what to do. They try to discover the reason why the door won't open. He looks out the small window, hoping to see the reason for the door being locked. Ian notices that there is something blocking the door from the outside. They sit again to calm down. Ian thinks that if they stay in the sauna for a long time, he will be exposed to something called thermal stagnation, which is dizziness at first, followed by headache, fainting, and death. They try by any means to get out of the sauna before the temperature rises. In front of them is the sensor responsible for turning off the heat as soon as it reaches the temperature they chose outside. They try to get away from it so that they don't do something wrong and be the reason for the temperature to rise on them. They read, trying to break the small window in the door. The room is through one of the stones in front of him, and after the stone cools, he holds it in his hand and continues to break the glass forcefully until his hand is the one that breaks, but he is determined to break the glass, and it actually breaks. Finally, they are able to smell fresh air through the opening in the door, and they see that there is a large wooden ladder that blocked the door from outside and prevented it from opening. He thinks about what they are in now, and Ian is preparing that they must find a solution quickly before the heater works again, because if it works, it will not stop, and its temperature will continue to increase to 247 degrees, which is the highest degree in the sauna, because there is a cold air outlet coming from outside the room, and thus the sensor will not read that the room is heated and will keep the heater on all the time, and the temperature will increase a lot on them. Ian tries to tie the towel he has with him to a large stone and uses it to lift the ladder from in front of the door so he can open it. But his idea fails, and he stands up. Renee tries to adjust the sensor, but Anon warns that if she makes a wrong move, the heater might work at its maximum power and reach 247 degrees, and then their skin will melt from the heat, and he will die. There is no hope that Michael will save them, because he is definitely asleep and will not wake up now, because he is drunk. They have no choice but for Michael to wake up, or for Wade to come and ask about them, or for them to get out of the room. A second idea comes to Ayan, that he can cut off all the electricity through the spotlights in front of them, and that he can make a lock on all the electricity, and the heater will cut off and not work. He tries to remove the bulb and replace it with wood to turn off the light, but as soon as he does that, the electricity grabs him, and Batak escapes and turns off the light in the sauna and sings to it next to the heater. Gina tries to wake Chien up from the coma he is in, and they all remain sitting in darkness, and Gina makes her mind off Ian until he wakes up and hears the sound of a dog and Wade next to them, and they keep screaming loudly so he can hear them, and Michael is with him because he thinks that his friends are at the celebration in the city, and they keep screaming in case someone hears them. But the fireworks are going off, and the sound is close to them and covers the marble, and the dog tries to bring Wade towards the house. But before he goes after the dog, he finds Michael in front of him, and they say that all his friends left him sleeping at home and went to the party alone, and left him sleeping on the couch after he drank a lot and became drunk. And when he woke up, he went to the party and couldn't go in because he didn't have invitations. And his friends definitely took all the invitations with them, and he dances with him until his friends finish their celebration and go back home again. And Michael pushes Wade away from the house and leaves his friends locked in the sauna, and they are tired of his lack of the water and the intense heat they are in. And Renee is yelling that she wants to break the sensor so she can cut off the electricity to the heater, and Gina tries to stop her, and they fight until Gina accidentally hits her on the head with a rock and she falls on her. And Gina keeps crying over what happened and says that the sensor is the reason she hit her friend, and she starts to break it and finds that the heater has really heated up, just like Ian had warned, and he starts to go crazy and keeps hitting the heater with his foot and body and his whole body, and Gina keeps screaming for anyone to save her until the heater explodes on Ian and kills him, and she stumbles outside the sauna without help, and she runs to the fridge to drink water, and then she goes to rest in her room. But all of this is hallucinations because of the steam and heat they are in. And Renee wakes up from the coma she was in, and Gina tries to act quickly because after the heater at dawn, there was a gas smell in the sauna, and that was enough to kill them alone. And she tries to support Renee so she can breathe fresh air through the hole in the door, and Michael came back home again in case his friends came back from the party to find him. And Gina is doing the impossible for her friend to get some fresh air. But she can't carry her because she's also tired, and she manages to make a cushion with her towel to carry Renee, and stays in front of the hole and tries to reach the broken gas pipe to block it with anything, and puts the wood from the sauna water in it and prevents the gas coming out of it. And Michael is sleeping outside, and it appears that when he was drunk, he hit the wooden ladder outside the room, and because he was not focused, he didn't adjust it and leaned on the sauna door without noticing. And when Ian tried to open the door, he pushed the ladder back, and then Renee finished him off, but she tried to get out of the sauna and made the stairs close the door completely, and they all remain locked in the sauna until Wade comes and sees what happened, and sees Zion dead, and transfers Gina and Renee, and they are transferred to the hospital, and their lives are saved. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Movie Story for more amazing movie recaps. Let us know in the comments which movie you'd like us to cover next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.